When you see a plane in the sky, how do people on the ground know exactly where it is? It's not luck. Aircraft constantly broadcast data, while ground stations and satellites listen and track them in real time. This invisible system is what lets thousands of flights safely share the sky every day. Why aviation could never rely on human eyes alone. From the moment humans started flying faster than birds, aviation ran into a brutal reality. Pilots can't see everything. Controllers can't watch the entire sky. Weather blocks visibility. Darkness hides movement. Aircraft cross borders, oceans, and time zones in a single flight. And humans, inconveniently, get tired. So aviation made a choice very early on. Safety would not depend on individual skill alone. It would depend on systems. Redundant systems. Systems designed around the assumption that humans will make mistakes, equipment will fail, and conditions will never be perfect. The result is not one tracking method, but a layered surveillance ecosystem where multiple technologies overlap, verify, and back each other up. If one layer degrades, another takes over. This is not paranoia, it's survival engineering. Radar, teaching the sky to reflect. The first real breakthrough in tracking aircraft came from radar. Ground stations send out radio waves and wait for them to bounce back off objects in the sky. If something reflects the signal, it appears as a moving blip on a controller's screen. This primary surveillance radar doesn't care who the aircraft is or whether it wants to be tracked. Metal reflects radio waves, and radar takes advantage of that fact. It was revolutionary, but also limited. Radar can tell you something is there, not what it is, how high it's flying with precision, or where it intends to go. That led to secondary surveillance radar. Instead of passively detecting reflections, ground stations actively interrogate aircraft transponders. The aircraft replies with coded information, such as identity and altitude. Suddenly, that anonymous blip became a labeled, measurable object. Radar remains critical today, especially around airports and busy airspace, but it has a fundamental weakness. It's expensive, infrastructure heavy, and limited by line of sight. Over oceans, deserts, and remote regions, radar coverage fades. Aviation needed a system that didn't depend on giant towers scattered across the planet. When planes started talking first, the biggest shift in aviation surveillance came when aircraft stopped waiting to be asked where they were and started announcing it themselves. This is the idea behind ADS-B, short for Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. Automatic means it happens continuously, without human input. Dependent means it relies on onboard navigation systems like GPS. Surveillance means it's used to track aircraft. Broadcast means anyone with the right receiver can listen. Instead of radar saying, "Who are you and where are you?" the aircraft says, "Every second or so, this is me, this is my position, this is my altitude, this is my speed, and this is my direction." It's a steady stream of self-reported truth. In the United States and many other countries, ADS-B out became mandatory in most controlled airspace starting in 2020. That mandate quietly transformed the global airspace. Controllers gained more precise and more frequent position updates. Aircraft gained better awareness of nearby traffic. And the sky became far more transparent. The surprising number of listeners. Once aircraft started broadcasting their position, something interesting happened. The audience grew. Air traffic control agencies built nationwide networks of ADS-B ground stations to feed live data into their systems. In the US alone, hundreds of these stations blanket the country, filling gaps where radar coverage is weak or inefficient. Other aircraft also listen. With ADS-B in, pilots can see nearby traffic directly in the cockpit. This is especially valuable in crowded or visually challenging environments, where spotting another aircraft with the naked eye might be difficult or impossible. Then there's the unexpected listener, the public. Tens of thousands of independent ADS-B receivers, operated by hobbyists, universities, and organizations, now form global networks that feed flight tracking platforms. This is why you can open an app and watch planes move across the map in real time. It's not guesswork, it's raw broadcast data. In a strange twist, aviation became one of the most transparent transportation systems ever built. The ocean blind spot that refused to go away. For decades, oceans were aviation's biggest surveillance weakness. Once an aircraft left the coastline, it often slipped beyond radar range for hours at a time. Controllers had no continuous picture, only periodic position reports sent by radio, and they compensated by spacing aircraft far apart. It was safe, but clumsy. Planes flew longer routes than necessary, airspace was used inefficiently, and real-time awareness was limited to estimates and schedules rather than live positions. That changed with space-based ADS-B. Satellites equipped with ADS-B receivers began listening to aircraft broadcasts from orbit. Instead of ground stations stretching upward and running out of reach, satellites simply looked down and listened everywhere. This closed one of the last major visibility gaps in global aviation. Aircraft over oceans, polar routes, and remote regions could finally be tracked in near real time. For the first time, truly global air traffic surveillance stopped being an aspiration and became a practical reality. When GPS isn't enough, a DSB relies heavily on satellite navigation, and while GPS is remarkably accurate, aviation never assumes perfection. Signals can weaken, be disrupted by interference, or behave unpredictably in certain environments. In a system where lives depend on precision, usually reliable is not good enough. That's why multilateration exists. Instead of trusting a single position source, multilateration calculates an aircraft's location by measuring how long its signal takes to reach multiple receivers. By comparing tiny differences in arrival times, the system can mathematically reconstruct where the aircraft must be. Its geometry, powered by extremely accurate clocks, not flashy, not visible, but incredibly powerful. Most importantly, it reinforces a core aviation rule: no single failure is ever allowed to decide safety. The sheer scale of what this system manages. It's hard to appreciate this infrastructure without understanding the volume it supports. On a typical day, well over 100,000 commercial flights take off, land, and transit global airspace. At peak times, regions like Europe handle tens of thousands of flights in a single day. Each one of those flights generates a continuous stream of position data. That data is received, validated, cross-checked, displayed, archived, and analyzed, all in real time. All while weather systems evolve, airspace restrictions change, and human decisions constantly reshape traffic flows. The fact that this works as smoothly as it does is not normal, it's extraordinary. Every plane comes with fine print. Does the system track literally every aircraft at all times? Not quite. Some military aircraft limit or disable broadcasts for operational reasons. Some flights are filtered from public displays due to privacy or security programs. But from a safety and control standpoint, the vast majority of commercial air traffic is continuously tracked through overlapping systems. Radar, ADS-B, satellites, and derived positioning work together to create a shared picture of the sky that is more complete than ever before. The goal was never perfection. It was reliability at scale. Why the sky feels calm. From the ground, flying looks serene. Aircraft move smoothly along invisible highways. Delays feel like exceptions. Accidents feel shocking precisely because they are rare. That calm is manufactured. It is the result of invisible infrastructure doing relentless, unglamorous work. Signals being transmitted, data being checked, controllers watching screens, systems verifying systems. The sky looks peaceful because chaos is being managed continuously, quietly, and with extreme precision. The next time a plane glides overhead, remember, it's not just flying, it's talking to an invisible network that never sleeps. If you enjoyed uncovering how the sky really works and want to be smarter every day, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.